Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we are absolutely going to transform your writing. Seriously, if you've ever read back something you wrote and thought, man, this sounds kind of choppy, or maybe just a bit amateurish, well, you are in the exact right place. We're pulling straight from our academic English sources to tackle Lesson 21, using pronouns and determiners for cohesion. Let's just jump right in and learn how to link ideas so your reader basically glides through your text. Okay, to really understand why this is so crucial, I want you to listen to how this sounds. Ready? Sarah went to the shop. Sarah bought some bread in the shop. Then Sarah went to another shop. The other shop was a vegetable shop. I mean, ouch, right? Reading that out loud emphasizes exactly what happens when we don't link our ideas properly. It just sounds completely unnatural and, honestly, exhausting. So let's fix it. Look at how swapping out those clunky, repeated words instantly smooths the whole thing out. Compare that robotic version to this. Sarah went to the shop. She bought some bread there. See what we did? By simply subbing in the pronoun she for Sarah and the word there instead of in the shop, the text goes from a total slog to fluent and sophisticated. It's like night and day. Now, this little magic wand we just waved, that's called cohesion. According to our academic sources, cohesion is literally the glue that holds a text together both in meaning and in language. It's the process of referring back to previously mentioned ideas using specific, targeted words. We do this to avoid repeating the main subject over and over again, because, as we just heard, that will absolutely drain your reader's energy. All right, let's open up our writer's toolkit. Based on the research material, we've got 3 main tools to build this cohesion, and we're going to master every single one of them today. First up, personal pronouns. These replace repeated nouns. Second, we've got demonstratives, which point to very specific ideas. And finally, the ultimate promove, cohesive nouns, which powerfully summarize the information you just stated. Our academic sources lay the groundwork right here with personal pronouns. Think of these as your foundational devices. We've got our subject pronouns, he, she, it, they. We've got object pronouns like him, her, and them. And super importantly, we have possessive adjectives or determiners like his, her, its, and their. These are the basic building blocks for a natural-sounding paragraph. Let's look at a quick example. Take a factual statement like, Gutenberg was an inventor. Gutenberg's most famous invention was the printing press. I mean, sure, it's factually correct, but stylistically, it's pretty weak. But notice how simply swapping Gutenberg's for the possessive determiner his instantly connects the 2 sentences seamlessly. Gutenberg was an inventor. His most famous invention. Much better, right? Moving right along, next up are demonstratives. I want you to think of these as little directional signs, pointing your reader exactly where they need to look in your text. You've got this and these for close references, so things you literally just mentioned, and then you have that and those for distant references, things mentioned a little further back, either in time or just earlier in your argument. And here is where demonstratives get incredibly powerful. Instead of repeating a giant clunky phrase like consumers expecting fruit year-round, a writer can just say, consumers now expect their favorite fruit and vegetables to be available all year round. This means that food must be imported. Boom. That single word, this, acts as a neat little summary of the entire preceding sentence. It saves you from writing out a massive, repetitive clause. But hold on, there is a real danger here, and that's ambiguity. Our source material explicitly warns us about using demonstratives carelessly. If you write a sentence that simply says, this is important, your reader is going to stop dead in their tracks and ask, wait, what exactly is important? If you use this without the referent being completely 100% clear, your reader will be totally lost. Your cohesion basically turns into confusion. So how do we avoid that confusion? Well, we can use a foolproof 3-step process to ensure your reader always knows exactly what you're pointing at. Step 1, identify the noun or idea you're about to repeat. Step 2, choose the matching pronoun or determiner that fits grammatically. And step 3, and hey, this is the most critical one, check that the referent, the actual thing you're pointing back to, is perfectly clear and unambiguous. All right, once you've mastered the basics of pronouns and simple demonstratives, we hit the boss level of academic writing. I'm talking about the cohesive noun phrase, which our source material breaks down perfectly here. Instead of just using a naked this or these, you actually combine the determiner with the summarizing noun. This doesn't just connect the ideas, it categorizes them for the reader. Check out this fantastic example from our texts about intelligence. The authors introduce 2 big ideas, heredity and environment.
Instead of repeating them, they refer back to them in the next sentence using a cohesive noun phrase. So the crucial point is how combining a determiner with a summarizing noun, like literally turning the words heredity and environment into the phrase these terms, instantly elevates your writing. These terms are often known as nature and nurture, respectively. It's so clean.
By using phrases like this issue, such challenges, this process, or that explanation, you're actually doing two things at once. First, you're summarizing the previous sentence, giving us that vital cohesion. But second, you're adding your own stance and categorizing the information. You're asserting your authority as a writer. You're telling the reader, hey, what we just talked about, that's an issue. Now let's talk about how to solve it. It drives your whole argument forward with incredible momentum. So here is my challenge to you for today. I want you to go look at something you wrote recently, maybe your last email, a report, or an essay, and ask yourself this final question. Are you driving your reader forward, or are you making them walk in frustrating little circles with robotic, repetitive nouns? Keep an eye out for opportunities to inject a little cohesion. Swap out those repeated words for a crisp pronoun, a sharp demonstrative, or a powerful, cohesive noun phrase. Trust me, your readers will definitely thank you for it. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and happy writing.